So, the God of War Laufey trailer recently launched. I was watching the Wolverine trailer for the 100th time and I was like, what? Is it Christmas already? Yeah, God of War Ragnarok released back in 2022 and the first God of War game back in 2018. So it's no wonder we get the new one in 2026 or 27. So I clicked it, and the first scene was from God of War 2018, the funeral pyre scene, followed by Faye waking up in Everyone, the afterlife of gods. And I was so excited because it's Faye we are talking about. The 2018 God of War game was the journey of spreading her ashes on the highest peak in all realms. And throughout the story, everyone keeps mentioning her like she is someone important and powerful. Even the Leviathan axe being hers. And when they discovered that she is a giant by the end of the game, one being hunted by Aesir gods, I was truly shocked. She kept it a secret, just like Kratos kept the ghost of Sparta thing to himself. Then there is God of War Ragnarok. We even get to see her. All them dream sequences. And played by none other than Deborah Ann Woll herself. I have had a crush on her since the day Daredevil was released. To me, she looks absolutely gorgeous. And her being a D&D nerd, I thought watching the new gameplay trailer, well, she deserves this role. She deserves to be a playable character. So, throughout the gameplay, I was so excited. But that excitement lasted only until the end of the video, particularly when they showed me the title. Laufey? Who is Laufey? And where is Kratos? That's when I did some digging. So, this game is about Faye. Basically, when Faye was fighting Betsy, the Mongolian god of war, Kratos was hunting a deer with Atreus, and there is no way they are meeting each other, at least until the events of Ragnarok come to an end. That's when it hit me. A God of War game without the actual God of War. Sure, there is Betsy, the Mongolian god of war. There is Sekhmet, the Egyptian goddess of war. And Laufey, if you want to call her a goddess of war or something, whatever floats your boat, mate, she isn't a god of war. Then why the title God of War Laufey? Why don't you just show the title Laufey? Just Laufey. After all, she's a frost giant, a guardian of her own people. Kratos achieved the God of War title when he killed Ares, the previous God of War, and took his throne. When you show the title God of War, people will expect too much. Like, they will expect Kratos to be in the game, right? And when they find out he isn't gonna be, sure, they will be pissed. That doesn't make them an incel or a misogynist or whatever title you throw at them. Why is it so hard to understand that it's not about the gender, but the character itself? If God of War is a brand, Kratos is the brand ambassador himself. He is the face of the show or the game. How can you even blame them? I mean, all those leaks and everything were pointing towards an Egyptian God of War game. If you are a true God of War fan, you would have been excited. I was a hell of a lot excited for that. Then you get this after a 4-year waiting period. No wonder the fans are fighting it. Remember going to the theaters to watch Terminator Dark Fate back in 2019. John Connor is dead, Sarah Connor is not at all important. Terminator is an useless old grandpa. And the whole story revolves around a bunch of new characters we don't even know or care about. The new God of War game felt to me like that. I mean, it's not even introduced as a main game, rather a spin off. Then where is the main game? Where is Kratos? Santa Monica Studios spent 4 years on a God of War spin off and didn't even care at all about a normal God of War game? Kratos storyline? That's just bizarre. With this new situation, we might only get on in 2030 or after. Maybe that could be even an Atreus game. No actual God of War anymore. But words are being twisted nowadays. Some are blaming the fans for not wanting to play as Laufey. Here's a take from one of my favorite creators.
Kratos is a real man. That bald head, those arms, the way he just snaps and goes feral.
Okay. So he is calling us gay for not wanting to play as Laufey. And he is not alone on this. So their take is that when you are playing a video game, you are playing with the character rather than playing as the character. Like when you are playing as Kratos, you are looking at his muscular body and whacking on off, and thereby you are gay. But on the other hand, they would rather look at a woman and do that. Isn't that actually objectifying women and kind of a sick behavior? Here is an awesome experiment for such people. Imagine your son's birthday is coming up. Sure, he has expectations like you gifting him an action figure or an RC truck or a Nerf blaster, anything like that. But you should surprise him with a Barbie doll. If he is sad, he is gay. Assure him that playing with manly toys will make him gay. So stick to girls' toys. That ought to bring a barrier out of him. You see, I'm not calling Faye a good for nothing gal. I know she ain't an eye candy in the whole God of War franchise. The creators made sure to establish her presence even before she was there. I said it because you guys are the ones who brought up gender into the equation. When I say I don't want to play as Faye in a God of War game, you shouldn't react like, maybe that's cause you have a micro penis you can accept a powerful woman in leading role. If the title was God of War Loki and the game was all about Atreus, I would have said the same thing. The way things ended with the Ragnarok, everyone thought the next game would be focusing on him. And I was even concerned back then. No matter how much of Kratos we get, we can't get enough. That's why always in movies, a film series is much better than a standalone movie. That's the same emotion why Harry Potter books sold over 600 million copies. Imagine J.K. Rowling publishing another book named Harry Potter, the Minister for Magic, and the book is all about Hermione, because Harry's journey came to an end. It's the same damn thing. So when Santa Monica announced the game, the title should have been different. There is a hell of a lot of naming going on the internet, like Momo for God of Laundry. Even though I don't agree with them, it's actually kind of funny. God of Laundry, my favorite one. How can we blame them? You're the ones who smacked the hornet's nest. What if the title was Laufey the Just? That is the name her own people gave her. God of War is the title Kratos ripped off of Ares. His story is written in blood and gore, and he never liked the title for one bit. All he wanted was revenge for his family. But Faye's story is different. She's a guardian of her own people, the giants. She cares about nothing but their safety. That's why she is called Laufey the Just in the first place. I don't believe God of War is the title that suits her. Besides that, I have no problem with the Laufey game. I mean, it looks fantastic. I'm a big fan of Sony's narrative driven games. In every one of them, the story always leaves a lasting impression, especially Santa Monica Studios. Their God of War games are well written, like RDR2 level well written. When I don't feel like going to the gym, I will listen to the God of War soundtrack and will be hyped to lift some heavy ass weights. In a way, Kratos throughout the years inspired me to stay strong, stay prepared. So, the Laufey game, story wise, I know it's going to be fantastic because she ended up in the afterlife of gods, and Kratos sends so many of them there. What if she bumps into Zeus, Athena, or Hercules? That'd be a nice family reunion, huh? More than that, she will get to know the real past of her husband. Don't get me wrong, the story is not gonna revolve once again around Greek gods, I'm sure. It could be small scenes like Kratos seeing his past life in Helheim scene. And the graphics is so awesome. Look at these scenes. It looks more cinematic than 90% recent movies. And look at that creature. It's a giant sphinx. And I'm sure we will get to fight that creature this time, unlike Reisberger, the giant eagle from Helheim. But there is a backlash. That face 3D model, scanned from Deborah herself, doesn't look good. I agree with that. Because look at this comparison. There are two culprits behind this. One is lighting. There is only directional light, like the sun, and possibly a spotlight used to light the scene up. For example, look at my CG film Drago Bloodstone. This is how Drago Bloodstone, my main character, looks under a simple directional light. Nothing too fancy, just a flat character without any definitions. And when I enable the lights, voila, everything changes. His skin looks detailed, eyes come alive, his facial definition shows up. More than that, it looks dramatic. Blasting the lights are only one part of the equation. A director must know how to control it. And here, now that looks different. I don't know if we can see the difference because of YouTube's compression, but the shadows became truly dark instead of making his face messy with the lights. The next culprit is skin. This is the character Elira Moran from my CG film. I'm not saying she's a highly attractive person, but at least she looks normal and suits her part in my story. Now let's remove the accessories that make her look good. There is a property called subsurface scattering, which makes the skin look soft. It is high for women and low for men. So let me crank it down. And she already looks not so healthy. Finally, it comes down to the texture itself. Let's take a redness away and add some imperfections. And you get a middle aged warrior mommy who thinks out of her mirror. And Santa Monica Studio is famous for unknowingly applying these skin textures to their lead female characters. For example, look at Freya and the actress they scan her off of. More than that, Freya is the goddess of beauty. How can you expect a studio to make an attractive playable character when they literally made the goddess of beauty look like this? But you can come up to me and say, that's how a 40-plus-year-old mom would look like a moron. Never ever been with a woman, have you? But let me remind you guys, this is not a documentary. This is a game basically rooted in fantasy. Let that sink in. And take a look at how Capcom designs their female characters. There is a night and day difference here. And you can see it too. Just because you close your eyes to the world doesn't go dark. So, my final word is that even though I will purchase the game, it doesn't alter the fact that it robbed us of a spectacular God of War game featuring Kratos and his journey into ancient Egyptian mythology.